Hello to you wherever you are today. Today I want to talk about the for loop in Java and how it's done, how it's used. So what is the task that I want to accomplish? I want the user to type in a positive number, and let's say I type in positive 10. And then what my program is going to do is it's going to add up the first 10 positive odd integers. So for example, let's say I type in 10. It'll calculate 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11 plus 13 plus 15 plus 17 plus 19. And it will give me the result of that sum. So I create a scanner object, I import the scanner code, and I create and instantiate a scanner object. I make a prompt to the user on line 7. I read that value in from the terminal. I initialize the sum at 0, and I let current value begin at 1. So here's my for loop. My for loop goes from line 12 to line 16. This for loop has a body. You're going to want a body to your for loop if it has more than one statement that you want to execute. It is possible to have a for loop without a body, but if you do, then you are only allowed to have one statement that you want to execute. I is called the counting variable, so it could be integer j, integer k, it doesn't matter, but I've decided to call it I. I've initialized the beginning point at 0, and so this is the initial condition for my counter. This is the condition that the for loop will constantly be testing so long as I is less than n, which is what the user typed in, then the for loop will continue to process. And then this is called the incrementer right here. So let me show you how this works. Let's say the user types in 10. I is set equal to 0. Is 0 less than 10? Yes. Sum is incremented by the current value, and the current value is incremented by 2. So since current value begins at 1, when you add 2 to it, you get 3. And each time you add 2, you get another odd number. Then it comes back to the beginning, and now I is incremented, so I is 1. Is 1 less than 10? Yes. So now increment the sum by 3, and now current value becomes 2 more than 3, which is 5. I is updated, so now I is 2. Is 2 less than 10? Yes. Increment the sum, increment the current value. I is now set equal to 3. Is 3 less than 10? Yes. And so what happens is that somewhere here at the end of the for loop is where this I++ takes effect. Right at the end of the for loop. Now there's nothing sacred about adding 1 each time. If I wanted to, I could say add 2 each time. That's not going to give me the output that I want, but I just wanted to show you that I can increment any way that I want. It's even possible to decrement values. So for example, let's say I starts at n. I want to say so long as I is greater than 0, I minus minus. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say sum is incremented by 2 times I minus 1. And then current value is decremented by 2. This would actually give me the same results right here. So it doesn't have to be an incrementation here. You can actually count downwards also. You don't have to count upwards. You can count downwards. So for the sake of this, I want to just make absolutely proof positive that I'm going to get what I want here. So I is equal to 0. Sum is incremented by current value. Current value is equal to 2. Plus equals 2. Oop, you need a semicolon. Okay. So let's run this program a few times here. Let's add up the first 5 odd integers, and I get 25. How about the first 6? I get 36. And yeah, that's how this works. Add up the first 10 odd integers, you're going to get 100. So this is working perfectly. What happens if I add up the first 10,567 odd integers? There you go. And this number, by the way, is a perfect square. Okay, so here's for loops, the basic structure. For is a keyword. This is the initial condition for my counter. Then right here is my condition that I constantly check. So long as this evaluates to true, the for loop will keep going. And then you're going to have some kind of control on your counter. In this case, I'm incrementing, but you can increment or decrement in all sorts of different ways. God bless you, wherever you are today.